Parlay pals, sending pics like it's draft day. Maybe we'll give a little lesson like a half day. Now watch us make the line move, what the graphs say. We've been on the grind making mad plays. See, we like the Fab Five, but we don't take timeouts. Watch us change the ball game and take the baseline out. Life's a party, yeah, we know it, but it's game time now. Our profits rocket to the moon and we on space time now. You see, we trying to beat the bookies like we're Tyson. Listen to the pod, we're trying to bring the people right in. Show them how to do it, we gon' talk and get you through it. We the best that's on the pod and guarantee we gon' prove it. Parlay pals, parlay pals, parlay pals.
Welcome back, everyone, to Parlay Pals. New show, same shit. Another 3-2 week, but hey, we're 9-6 overall. What's that mean, guys?
We're up 3 units.
Up 3 units.
We're finally up 2 units.
Everyone's starting to catch on. We're up 3 units, and we're gonna try to bounce back. I guess you could say this week we are giving picks. Like I said, we pick off one-offs, but we're giving winning weeks. So we're 3-2 every week. We want to change that. I think at this point I'd rather go 0-5 than go 3-2 again this week.
All right, Tom.
No, I don't.
No, we're not.
I kind of see what he's saying though.
I want it all, Chris.
Yeah, because every time it's like, all right, this might be the week, and then it goes downhill. Usually because of you, but like it could be anyone.
Yeah, it definitely seems like we're relying like more on one person.
Yeah.
To kind of get us
we
to win. But
we went 3-2 this week, but in actuality we only had one loss, technically.
yeah.
All right. Well, we have a lot to get to this week. We have to recap
What
week
the
3.
fuck?
We have to recap week 3 picks, and then we're going to give our week 4 picks, which, compared to last week, guys, we thought we were seeing the board really well last week. This seems like a tougher week for everyone to speak on that.
That could be a good thing.
Could
Because
be.
we felt like we've been seeing it pretty well, and now that we're not, maybe this will be the week.
Maybe.
Hopefully.
I like that mentality, so thank you for coming back if you believe in us, and hopefully put on a good show and give you some good picks for college football this week. So here we go. To recap the week, like I said, we went 3-2. Our first game of the day was Cincinnati -4. They ended up winning 38-24 at Indiana. Chris was asleep for the first half. It was Tran Man's pick. Didn't watch the first half, luckily, because me, Joe, and Sean watched that first half, and it did not look good for Cincy.
It was shit.
I'll tell you what, I turned
rough.
that game on, and they outscored them 38-10 the rest of the game.
It
So
was
it looked like a
shady.
pretty easy cover to me.
It was
The
shit.
kicker was missing kicks. They couldn't get a first down. It looked like it was going to be a bad day for the Pals. One thing I will say about that game is that Indiana did kind of hand it over to Cincy. They had the pick 6, and then they had the fumble within the 2-yard line.
Yeah, but hey, those are the things that help us cover. We don't worry about how we get there. They covered by what, 10 points? Easy.
Sure, a win is a win, so that was the first game. Our second game was another win. Easiest bet of the week goes to Joey Sprinkles. We're going to change his name to Joey Sprinkles, not Joey.
It has to be.
Joey Sprinkles, he had Michigan State plus 6.5. They were at Miami. They gave him the biz 38-17. They won straight up. Joey Sprinkles in full effect. How'd that game go?
It was bad. It got close a little bit. Like, I think 21-17, and then State just ran away.
Well, what happened when, because me, Seanybrawny, and Joey two-time watched the games together.
Kind of.
Did Sean almost throw a jinx in there?
Yes. Sean almost throws a jinx in everything.
Is he the worst guy to watch college football with?
He might be the worst guy to hang out with.
Come on, bro. I'm kind of cool.
Sean, can you elaborate a little bit?
Solo Jaegerman?
What is he talking about?
I mean, I honestly don't remember jinxing the game, to be honest, but I could have. I don't really
I feel like
remember.
they're bringing up something that was like blatant.
Yeah.
We were Michigan State was up 4 with like 2 minutes left in the third quarter. Sean's like, we don't gotta watch that. What, dude? I need them to cover 6.
Was I right?
Only
though?
up 10, 2 touchdowns. I lose.
Was I right though?
Maybe,
I guess.
Maybe Seanybrawny was getting a read and he was like, that's okay.
Yeah, I was
He
like,
knew.
because like they were up by 4 in the third quarter. I'm like, okay, we're chilling. Like the other two games,
There's a whole quarter.
yeah, but the other 2 games were much more of a sweat compared to the that one.
Oh, talk about a sweat. We'll get into the next game. Virginia Tech, Money Mike's pick, +3. They lost. I guess you can call it a thriller. I don't know if you look at the box score. I guess you could say it was a
It
thriller.
was the funnest game to watch
West Virginia-
and the worst game to watch at the same time. That was
West Virginia won
frustrating.
27-21. West Virginia at the end of the game, they were trying to run the clock out, ran a screen to take some time off. Virginia Tech somehow intercepted the screen, took it down to the red zone, and got stopped within the 10-yard line to lose the game. Mike, you watched the game.
I almost called an ambulance because I had a heart attack.
We
They
will
kicked
have
the ball off, and I was speechless. I didn't know what to do. I called Joe right away.
Immediately. Because I was getting ready to call you.
They're gonna slow it down. They have to slow it down. They're gonna score too fast. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? We don't need them to win. We just need them to
Well,
cover.
first of all, don't yell at me. Nobody runs an end around to the short side of the football field. I don't know what that coach was
That was
thinking.
the first of many.
But run it. I would have ran it all 3 times up the middle, not end arounds. I would have ran literally I formation power football up the middle 3 times, and then at that point, hopefully you're within the 1 or 2 yard line. Quarterback sneak it.
And
If
then
you don't get it, you could say we lost.
Then the same dumbass bootleg, 3rd and 4th.
Oh my!
They ran the exact same play.
Same play.
I was at Joe's house watching the game, and Virginia Tech, who looked like shit all day, ran 2 run plays, and Joe's like, love it. 3 minutes, I love it. They're going backwards. They got 1. Love this. I'm like, Joe, have we watched the game and look how bad this fucking team
Yeah, but
is?
Tech looked bad
We need
on-
every down we can get. Try to score a touchdown, not the clock.
They looked bad on defense too, and they're a good defensive team. So I was scared that Daggy and what's his name, Letty Brown, were going to get the football. Letty Brown would have called a little screen pass, ran all the way down
Look what
south.
happened. They didn't even have to go.
A missed field goal at halftime. That's another fucking thing. All I did was hit a
How about that?
10-yard field goal.
How about the TD that got called back too?
I talked to some people. I genuinely think Virginia Tech scored a touchdown on that play, but it was on turf, and it looks like the ball hits the turf because there's a giant turf splash. But I could have swore that dude for Virginia Tech, his hands were under it. They didn't overturn it. They ruled it incomplete. They reviewed it, confirmed it, and then Virginia Tech ended up missing a field goal, and that pretty much was the turning point in the game. Though it shouldn't have been a game at all. Like Virginia Tech looked like shit.
Well, and it makes
shouldn't
no
have been
sense because you watch Sunday football, and like you can see if the strings are broken. That's how good the cameras are on the football. This was so blurry, you couldn't see anything on the review. I have no idea why.
Bad angles. Can't trust college kickers, right, Sean?
West Virginia scored, and they had 5 plays to start the game. They scored twice. It was 14-0 in like 2 minutes.
So it's a miracle we even had a shot.
It is.
Yeah.
Like it's
It really
crazy
was.
that we had a chance.
It would have been like, it was practically almost 3 backdoor covers. Like, I know you didn't watch the first half, Trent, but it literally was.
What
Me,
easy
Sean,
to
and
make.
Joe were sitting there and like, this is over. Like, our day is over.
It
Somehow.
started bad. I mean,
We
other
looked
than
terrible. to
Michigan
start.
State was always hanging on. It was 7-0 Miami, but they were always within a touchdown. Like, other than that, like Cincinnati looked bad.
All I know is I woke up, saw plus 400 money line, was like, sure, let's go.
Trent, what do you say? You take my pick on the parlay, you even out on the day.
That's how it always works. You take the parlay, you take my pick, you end up even, and you move on.
Or you take my pick with a little sprinkle and you make money.
You give out spread picks, not money line.
All right, so our next game was Alabama at Florida. We have Seanybrawny over 59.5. It hit. Seanybrawny hit.
It did hit.
There was no Richardson for Florida. Though I will say we were weirdly like relaxed for that game because we did bet it separately, but it ended up only winning by half a point.
And I pushed on
Yeah.
my single bet. 'Cause it
That was a
60.
crazy game. Like it like hit with 3 minutes to go, and I was like, I'm so like happy that it didn't have to come down to that like 2-point conversion to like cover. So that was nice.
I mean, what would do the score of that game now? It was
31-29.
Yeah, so Florida scores 29, you think that it's easy. Because in my head, I'm like in my head, Bama's going for 40 plus, and if Florida can just score somehow, we'll be fine.
Dude,
was
Bama
like
went
some-
up quick, and then
It was
they
like
just stopped.
28-10.
There was a point.
I thought the game was over. It was 21-3. I was like, this isn't hitting.
Yeah.
There was a point where Bama just started like not playing well. I don't know what happened.
Well, Richardson was hurt. Apparently, he got an MRI or something. So maybe come back this week. Who knows?
You just gotta stop doing so many backflips before the game starts.
yeah, that's what it is.
I don't think Emory Jones looked horrible though.
He did. He's just
not Richardson.
All right, then the
Nobody.
last bet we lost was my bet. Sorry, I'm not superficial. I'm not Superman. I did lose. Virginia lost at UNC. We had them plus 8.5. They lost 20, or no, I don't know what the score was. They got blown out.
21 points.
Well, at
It was
halftime,
20.
they were winning at halftime 28-24. Me and Chris live bet Virginia early plus 19
I
and a
had plus
half.
19 and a half. I thought it was the easiest bet of my
They're
life.
up 28-24 at half, and we have them 19 and a half live. But it turns out they could not stop UNC for a goddamn thing. We were at the bar, and I kept looking at my phone, and UNC just kept touchdown, touchdown, touchdown.
I told
They
you
could
their
not
defense
stop.
Every
stinks.
3 minutes. I'm like, what is happening?
So they couldn't keep up scoring. 3-2 on the week, and we're gonna go on.
What was the record this week again?
3-2.
Okay, just making sure that I wasn't
But
jumping.
in actuality, we went 4.
What's our individual records so far?
Chris knows it, but I'm gonna say
I'm
for
just-
everybody.
I just- so everyone knows.
This is the moment I flash the stands anyway. We got Joey 2-time, aka Joey Sprinkles, is 2-1. Tran Man over here, 2-1. We have Seanybrawny, 2-1. We have me, 2-1. And then we have Mike 2. Oh, he's not. He's 1-2. So he's at the bottom right now.
Time out. Time out. We're 0-3 as a team, so that's
Thank
all
you.
that matters.
Jesus.
Loser.
One person that actually matters to me.
Sean,
The rest of you,
you gotta stop with this.
At least Mike tells them when his pick's gonna lose.
Yeah.
Oh, this game, you're gonna hate this pick. Lost. Oh, this is a draft game. Lost. So if he says that, we'll just take the opposite way.
I'm pretty sure I checked on Saturday night. Fade Money Mike was just trending on Twitter.
It was number 1.
Yeah.
Or number 2 behind Portnoy. That's what it was. Yeah. That's what it was. All right. The moment everybody's been waiting for. Actually, I don't even know if they've been waiting for this moment anymore.
why? We're winning the money 3-2 every week.
We got, what do we got?
3 units, baby.
We're up 3 units. We actually were out at the bar together, and there's a lot of people actually like taking part in Parlay Pals. People were talking about the games, and I think there's a little bit of buzz around town, so we do appreciate it. Follow us on Twitter at parlay_pals, and you can find us on YouTube. Go to Life's a Party's main page on YouTube, scroll to the bottom, and then Parlay Pals there as well. So here we go. Week 4 picks. We need to go 5-0. Hit that parlay. Like I said, once we hit the parlay, it covers 2 years of this. So we hit it once, and we're playing for 2 years weekly. You get to listen to us for free. I think that sounds good. So as we always do, we start with the losers. And the only loser we had last week was Money Mike. So we're going to start with him.
All right,
What's your
everybody
week 4 pick?
Everybody that's texting me, DMing me, and doing all this stuff saying that I suck, I hear
Well,
it.
you got some texts that they weren't happy that you lost.
Yeah, that's how you know people are betting. At least they're following my
Well, you
picks.
said you can't be famous because you can't handle this anymore.
Oh yeah, if this show ever blows up, I'm gonna quit right away because I cannot handle it. But my pick this week is NC State plus 9.5 against Clemson. Clemson stinks. They scored 14 points against Georgia Tech last week.
Oh, you don't have to tell me.
Georgia
I had
Tech
them minus
stinks.
28.
DJ Ugalugulugulu stinks as a quarterback. He can't throw the
DJ
ball.
Ugalugulu.
Devin Leary for NC State, hometown kid, is a good quarterback. They had one bad game against an SEC team, but the rest of the games they played really well. They looked good all year. I think 9.5 against a bad Clemson team, they cover.
I told you his name like 4 times.
Devin Leary, Mike. Timber Creek kid.
That's what I just said.
He said that.
Okay.
No, Uegalele.
Oh, Clemson quarterback.
Galoo.
Do you mean Clemson
I
quarterback?
kind of like Ugalugulu better.
quarterback.
I'll tell you what, Clemson is garbage. I watched that game against Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech stinks. And I for some reason kept live betting them. Well, minus 21, minus 19, minus 8. Next thing you know, I'm homeless. So that's what happens when you 1-800-GAMBLER. Don't
All I
bet responsibly.
They play football like ETN's still there, and their running back's really not that good. And Uegalele can throw the ball.
You
That's
Who is good? Their quarterback's not good. Their running back's not good.
They have
Their wide receiver has a
what's his
back
name?
injury.
They have yeah.
Can't
Justin
walk.
Ross.
Justin
That's a
Ross.
brilliant
That's their
album.
whole team.
Their chain crew is really good.
Their defense is
down.
good. Their
Dabo
defense
is insufferable.
Their defense is good.
Their entrance is good. They got a good
They have
entrance.
the
Sure,
best
they do.
entrance. They have the
But
best
they're on the road
entrance.
this game. I did see this open. I think it
Yeah,
was.
this ain't really on the road either, though.
No, it's in NC State.
Yeah, but you ain't that far.
That's true.
It's different states.
But it
You don't
ain't
think
that.
Clemson travels to
Clemson
that?
travels, dog. Clemson travels.
But still, I don't. Wolfpack, baby. Wolfpack.
Okay, all right.
All right.
All
I
right.
like it. I like a good start. Next. Oh, fuck. It's me. Usually I'm last because I'm getting winners out here, but I was due for a loss.
We've only done 3 weeks.
Not due for one this week. We're going
Due for
undefeated.
a
We're handing it. All right, here we go. My pick is LSU at Mississippi State, 12 p.m. kickoff. I'm dabbling into the 12
He's
p.m.
going to the
kickoff.
12 o'clock wave.
Not only am I losing my 12 p.m. kickoff virginity, but I'm also losing my over/under total virginity.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
taking the game over 56 points. Here's the thing: the SEC is no longer a defensive conference. Whether we like it or not, it is slowly becoming the Big 12. No one is playing defense anymore. Florida, Bama, the only one is really Georgia, but they're even scoring some points. It's slow. Ole Miss is in the SEC, right?
Yeah.
They score 50 million points a week. So it's slowly transforming into that Big 12 lifestyle. These kids want to put up numbers and put up stats to make money. I also love Mike Leach's, who is the coach of Mississippi State. He runs an air raid offense, but they haven't really exploded yet. The first 3 games, they scored 35. They scored 24, 29 points in the last 3. So they're still waiting to explode yet. They're putting up good numbers. Not to mention they're playing LSU at home, who is the favorite, so it's going to be a close game. The LSU last 3 games have scored 27, 34, and 49. They lost to Mississippi at home in Baton Rouge last year, so they're coming back pretty pissed off, wanting to put up some points, get that offense going. And the last thing I have here is that this game has the complete making of a shootout. It's a tight spread. It's two offenses that don't run the ball. We'll steal passes on every single down. So incomplete pass stops the clock. I love it. This game can easily be 38-31, and that would cover the spread by 13 or more points.
Love home dog too. Home dog in Mississippi State. Home dogs are always. I mean, that'll be a battle. That'll be down to the end.
I think it's gonna be a shootout. It'll be closer.
It'll be a
LSU stinks. Why are they still being favored?
Yeah,
Well,
it's got to be because of name and coach. Like that's it.
Definitely.
Well, State,
If you
not
watch
that
them
good.
play,
they look
Mississippi
better
State's not
though.
that good.
Mississippi State, but they got hosed last week. They're going to come back and they're going to want to
I
win.
mean, it'll be a shootout for sure. It'll be a one-possession football game, and hopefully it'll get down to where there's being timeouts called, points scored late. I mean, I think the over smashes.
I would-
It opened at 53.5, so people are on the
I
over.
think it smashes.
It went up to 57.5, but they kind of just went back down to 56 today. So it's trending into the points.
Yeah,
Like I said,
also, it's
throw a lot.
Tuesday. We have to mention to everybody, so things will move from
Oh, yes.
here on.
I always keep forgetting to say this. We make the show on Tuesdays or Wednesdays, so we get the lines at a different time than you guys get on Thursday night. So if the lines are different, that's the case. All right. Next up is Seanybrawny. What do you got this week? Week 4 pick.
So my week 4 pick is Iowa minus 23 versus Colorado State. My reasonings for this is because I saw week 1 that Iowa embarrassed Indiana 34-6. And after watching the Indiana versus Cincy game last week, I know it easily covered, but it didn't look like that for a second because they were down at half. And I also saw that in the past 5 games that Iowa is 5-0 against their spread, so they're 3-0 this year, and Colorado State is 1-2 against the spread.
Who did Indiana
1-4.
just? Who do we just have a game against?
Cincy.
Indiana, Cincy.
Why do you read your reasonings like it's a 5-paragraph essay?
I don't know.
Reason 1, reason 2, reason 3, conclusion.
I
Here's my
gotta
pick.
make a 5-paragraph.
And here are my
essay,
reasons
bro.
why.
I mean, honestly,
Well, maybe you should fucking do it, Money Mike. You're fucking doing 3.
if I could throw, Iowa's a very sound football team. They don't turn the football over, and this isn't just this year. This is 15 years of football. The head coach is the most tenured coach in all of football. He's been there 30 something. They don't turn the ball over. They don't make mistakes. This is a team that Iowa comes in. They don't look ahead. They'll play this team. They'll win by 30, win by 40, then move on.
They don't look ahead. They're you're
Is
right.
Iowa
Very
sound
sound
team?
football.
Yeah, they're home.
All right, Iowa's home.
Yeah.
I read an article on Iowa last week, so I was thinking about picking them, and they said that exact thing. Their linebacker was like, "Yeah, we don't look ahead."
Yeah, I mean, they always. It's this head coach has been
Wait,
there
you said-
literally 30 years. They don't win all flashy. They have great tight ends. They've had a tight end on their team drafted the last 10 years. Other than that, they're not great. They have a good O-line, good tight end. They do everything no flashy guys.
Well, if they're
Nothing
not
like that.
flashy,
No speedsters.
Is
no-
that 23 points too much for a
No,
non-flashy
because they'll win
team?
like 30 to 40.
No, yeah.
They
no,
also
it's-
they
the
covered
thing-
22.5
The
last
thing,
week.
yeah, the thing is, their defense only allows 10. They've only allowed 10 points per game, but their offense has gotten 30 points per game. I'm expecting a 35 to 3-ish type of game.
Nice. If you get that score correctly, I'll chug 5 beers.
Well, I don't know how you
Yeah.
scored 3-ish. I don't know how you scored 3-ish in football.
3
3 to 7-ish. I don't know.
What time is that
Big
game
four.
for, Seanybrawny?
It's 3:30.
3:30?
Yeah.
Wow,
Mike, what time's yours?
No idea.
I'm gonna.
2:30, I think.
I just didn't remember what he
I'm gonna be
picked.
honest. After my Minnesota pick, I'm veering away from the 12 o'clock games for a couple weeks.
I think it's 3:30. It was
All right, well, we'll get back to that. All right, 2 more picks for week 4. Tran, man, you are up.
I get to go. All right. So he took Iowa. I'm staying in the same state. Big 12 conference play opens up. Iowa State -7 at Baylor. You might look at Baylor. They're 3-0. They beat Texas Southern, an FCS team. Texas State, the worst team in the Sun Belt, and Kansas, which doesn't really count as a football team at all.
They don't.
Iowa State does the same thing every year. They lose early to Iowa, then they run through the Big 12, lose to Oklahoma. It's their same season every single year. 7 points, that's a touchdown at Baylor. I think it's probably a 14 to 20 point game. They have the best quarterback in school history. Brock Purdy's been there for 4 years. Best running back in college football. They're just a much better team than Baylor.
Baylor's 3-0?
They're 3-0, but they've played nobody.
Sneaky
The best team they've
3-0.
played is Texas State.
Wow.
I mean, if you're Chris, you stand up here and you give one reasoning. Iowa State is a better football
they're just much
program
better. And
than
they're only
Baylor
given a touchdown.
right now.
right now, not like the past 10 years.
No, well, yeah,
But-
I mean, yeah, because what? Because you had
They
Matt
go
Cole
real
come
up
through
and
down
down,
stuff. I mean,
Well, they were really good.
they were really good for a 3-year span. You want to talk about the last 10, 15 years? Iowa State's
Well, I'm just
still a
saying you
better
can't
program.
say that reasoning. They're just not.
This year,
If you
right
look at
now.
the history of Baylor football, they're bad. They had one good little run when Matt Rule was there, and then they were bad again.
They were good 15 to 18.
Yes, I think so. Not a good
Cut
yeah. But yeah, so I mean, they're just a better team, and they have everybody back from last year. Brees Hall back, Brock Purdy back, Hutchinson, the receiver back.
What's the running back name?
Brees Hall.
Okay.
That's the guy I just said. He's the best running back in the country.
It's him or Springer or Spiller.
Yeah, on A&M.
Spiller. Or who, Sean?
Yeah,
My guy.
I always say out there.
I don't.
I asked him today if he was coming back this year.
I heard he's coming back.
Yeah, he's not. He's out for the season.
All right, Joey two-time, aka Joey Sprinkles. Bring this parlay together. Let's hit the big one this week. What is your week 4 pick?
I'm going to dog because I have to.
Well,
I have
hate that you say you have.
I have to. I have to go a dog. I have to go a dog that I think wins the football game because we need more sprinkle. 12 o'clock again, which I kind of hate. But we're going the big game of the week, Notre Dame at Wisconsin. Getting 6.5 right now feels like a lot, especially in a football game, which is probably going to be low scoring. They both play really good defense. Cone played well last week. Notre Dame looked bad 2 weeks ago against who they played? Tulane. They only won by 4 points or something. But last week they played Purdue, and I thought that was going to be a close football game, but Notre Dame ended up winning by 2 touchdowns. So Cone threw 2 touchdowns. The running back had 90 yards and a touchdown. Notre Dame's a really good football team. Wisconsin's a good football team. I just think it's close. I think Notre Dame could win. Notre Dame's ranked higher, but that don't mean nothing.
Wisconsin's kind of hard to play.
Well, they're in
hard to play at.
Yeah, they're in Wisconsin. That's why this is 6.5. But
You think it's like a 3.5?
I think if they're in South Bend, it's a pick 'em. I think it's that much
That's crazy.
that much of a difference. But it's Notre Dame. It's Brian Kelly. He's gonna kill them if they don't win. He'll murder
This
them.
game looks like a 20-23. 6.5 is just a lot of points. I like it a lot.
Yeah. All right. Sounds good. I like the parlay here. Let's run it back. Our week 4 parlay for the Parlay Pals. NC State plus 9.5 against Clemson at home. We have LSU versus Mississippi State over 56 points. I might give the fist up.
I did the wolf
He's
pack.
gonna bring out all the stops. He's 1-2. He needs something.
Oh, that's what Portnoy does, or some shit like that. NC State plus 9.5 at home against Clemson over 56 points. LSU, Mississippi State. Then we have Iowa minus 23 at home against Colorado State. Then we have Iowa State minus 7 at Baylor, and pull it all together. Notre Dame plus 6.5 at Wisconsin.
Tell them what they need to do because Notre Dame could win this football game.
Joey wants some Joey Sprinkles.
Also, little note before we get out of here: Michigan State was plus 220 at minus 6.5. Notre Dame's only plus 190 at minus 6.5. Just saying. I don't know why.
That's a very good look at it.
Just
that's
saying.
a good find. All right. So as I said, follow us on Twitter at @parlay_pals. Thanks for coming back and listening, and we'll be back next week, but a lot richer, right, guys?
Hopefully.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Parlay Pals out. Later. Thank you.
Parlay Pals. Parlay Pals.